Warning, the following video contains bad language and scenes some viewers may find upsetting. F1 2017 might be the worst F1 game I've ever fucking played. I could wank on a biscuit and put it in the Xbox, be better than a shitty game. What is going on, guys? Codemasters 22 here, and welcome to an absolute horrendous, race. Not my fault though, the game's entire fault. But today we are league racing in Twrl, which is one of the smaller leagues, but still a very competitive league, as I bin it in the wall. There's some good drivers in here. We've got two, from recording, it's two Tier 1 drivers in AOR in this current league, so some good drivers. But we are in the rain, of course, which I'm awful at. Just awful in the rain. I need to practice, really. But we're in the Pink Force India, round Australia, starting in P14. We didn't have the best qualifying. Binned both my good laps by cutting the corners, which, you know, as you guys know, I'm just great at cutting corners. So, yeah, lining up on the grid in the soaking wet weather. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights for the Australian Grand Prix, and away we go. We get a lot of wheel spin off the start, and we had a pretty good start compared. Well, no, it's been an alright start, but there is spray everywhere. It's difficult to see. We're going to put it down the inside of a couple of cars. Managed to bash the house. There's a huge pile up, and we've now been given a penalty to give a move back to a car that had spun round facing the wrong way. Good job, Codemasters, just fantastic. And how am I'm not slowing down, I'm going to lose all my I'm up in the point now, I've gained 5 positions, make that 4, and now we get a 5-second stop and go. Perfect, thank you, Codemasters. So that will come into play when we have to pit, when the rain finally dies down, because it's going to go from wet to to dry. But it just goes from bad to worse here, as you'll see eventually. But the game is just still so broken. There's so many issues with it in online. Campaigns are right, but BPR Goblin goes wide there, so that's us into 9th place. And we're not doing too badly at the moment, getting very sideways in Sector 2, but we're not doing too badly. I'll take it, because I am awful in the red wheel. My AOR time is actually on the pad, because around Malaysia, because I couldn't hack it in the wheel. So yeah, I need to practice a bit more as I go off, going through the quick left right, which is not ideal for us, but we're still in 9th place in the points, which is the important thing, because I reckon my plan for this season in TWRL is just to drive safely and get points, because other people will crash eventually. Well, that's what I hope. So that's the plan. As we come around the penultimate bend, we're still not far from the guys in front, but where I'm not the best around Australia. Australia's not my good track, let's say that. Never been a fan. So on to lap number 2, and our teammate is in the pits. I think he had damage from lap number 1, which is not ideal. But the cars in front are inters, and they're getting away from me. So that shows how bad I am. And we get a warning there, which is perfect. On to the end of lap number 2, we come round the third last, and now the penultimate corner, still tipping it down as we have a little bit of a spin. Round we go, losing the back end onto the grass, which is not ideal, and then we get overtaken down to 10th place, and we're still losing the back end, which is really not ideal racing in this wet weather. As we go on to lap number 3, and yeah, really struggling on the wheel and with these wet tires. So anybody got any tips, put them in the comments below. And we've got someone all over the back of us. I can't currently see on my display, but I know it's a Renault, but he's all over the back of us here as we go really deep into turn number 3, and we've lost a position to the Renault, but the safety car comes out, so we've been saved. Well, you think that. So safety car's out, so we'll fast forward to me pitting now. So we come around, so some people already pitted onto inters, and again sideways, going at 10 miles an hour. So some people have pitted already. I pitted a lap too late, because you can see the rain has reduced. You can see blue specks in the sky as you go into the pits. We were in 4th place at the time, so that was pretty good, and it shows how much I know about this game and racing. I get overtaken in the pits by the McLaren So that wasn't ideal. But we go into tyres. The pit decided to do it properly. We got an achievement as well for pitting and the safety car, so that's pretty good. We overtake the McLaren again, which is nice to see. Doing the pits, and now he's literally inside me. He's inside my cockpit. Good again, great work by Codemasters. You know that's okay, isn't it? So so we backed into 13th place now, but there were drivers ahead that hadn't pitted as well, so we hopefully get them back. So they didn't come in, so we're still in 13th, unfortunately. But as you can see, the rain has reduced. As we're just following up, the safety car is coming in this lap, so the lights go out, and away we are racing again. The sound decides to die at times during this game, so I apologise for that. But we get sideways coming around the final bend, which is not ideal for us, and we lose a place to the McLaren yet again. So just me, purely the lack of driving knowledge in races is just playing with me. And you got Tom going in the front who pushes that McLaren wide, which is puts us back into 12th place, which is lovely to see for us, because we need the places, we need the points. So we come down to the third bend, we go very deep yet again. This was my Achilles heel on this, I just couldn't get this corner, but we have a bit of contact with the Ferrari, which is not ideal. Pushes us wide down to 14th again, and he has more contact with the McLaren, which sends them both wide, and then that puts us back into 12th place. So I'm happy days. You know, I'm not the one getting into contact, so that's us into 12th place on the Indy tyres. We're struggling a little bit with these Indy tyres, as you can see on screen, trying to hold the car and try not to spin. So on to lap number 8 now, and we've got a damaged car actually, so we're going to go around the outside of him. He's lagging a little bit, but the hand of rage pops up. My driver is not happy. We've got, oh my god, it's Joe behind us as well, who spun earlier on, so we just about actually make it round this time, but we get very sideways coming round turn 3, round turn 4. Just really should have practiced in the wet, really. I just couldn't, just didn't have time really with university starting again. So, but we go very wide there, coming down the into sector number 2, getting very squirmy going round that bend. And oh my god, Joe comes down our inside there. And the issue was here that because I'm on the wheel, you have to have the pad on, otherwise you can't hear any of the game sound. So that was the issue there. So we lost a place, so I had to slow down, turn it back on because I couldn't hear what gear I was in and when to. We can see it on the screen, but you need to hear the sound, really, don't you? And Jeff is moaning about me as well. So on to lap number 10, and this is where I've been. As you can see, I'm sideways already. And we go for a nice little spin into the barrier, and we break the left side of our wing, which was just perfect. And as well, in this game, in this race, Jeff wasn't talking. I kept on asking about the weather report, when I should pit, all different things, and he just wouldn't talk back. Just no idea what was going on. So we come into the pits very slowly, but quicker than last time, so we didn't get overtaken this time, but we've damaged our front wing, so we come in to replace the front wing, and now we have to serve our pit stop, 5 second stop and go from lap number 1, the bullshit penalty. And as you saw then, the safety car is out for a second time in this race, so that helps us again, which is nice. But we're down into last place here, and I'm trying to do the menus because my headset wasn't working. I'm trying to speak to Teak and Die Hard in the party. They wouldn't. They could hear me. I couldn't hear them for some reason. So as we come out of the pits in P number 11. So not ideal. And the safety car is such a glitchy thing in this game, as you'll see in the next few seconds. So you see, I'm paused here because the safety car decided somehow turned off collisions, so there was no collisions for the rest of the race. So everybody's kicking off in the lobby, and it was all going off, and just awful. I don't understand how they've made such a broken game. Career mode, excellent. I will hand you that, Codemasters. It's brilliant, but the online is fucking atrocious, awful. You know what? I'm surprised this Xbox esports thing. Sorry, not Xbox. The platform. I'm surprised it even goes because it's so bad. Unless they run in some sort of extra servers or something. But it is absolutely awful, atrocious. Like, never played such a bad F1 game. Well, F1 2009 was a bad game, but that didn't have any online, so it wasn't an issue. But this is fucking atrocious. So we had to reset the whole race because of that issue. So here's the grid, and as you can see, I have no time because I bottled it again, really. Yeah, not very good for me again, really. So, yeah, here we are, ready to get on the grid. No formation lap this time because we were delayed. So, we started at 7:30. It was, 8:15, 8:30 by this point. So, people, some guys were in, of course, some guys aren't in the UK. So, they were up Eastern Europe. They were 2 hours ahead of us in the UK. And then there's some also guys from further afield who had to get up earlier or set up later, be it wherever they were. So it was a bit annoying. So that's 3, 4, 5 red lights, and it's also dry, which is nice. Safety cars off, and away we go. We get a much better start, but there's a huge pile up on the right there. The Williams driver just didn't go, but we've lost a place to the Ferrari on our right side. We go down to turn 1. We try around the outside. The Ferrari pushes a bit wide, a little bit of contact, but no damage. And oh my God, it's Joe. No, it's not. Oh my God, it's Joe. It's someone else. Red Bull goes round or outside around turn number 2. So then we break going into turn number 3, and there's a bit of contact with Tom there, and that's our front wing damage, which is just perfect. Orange front wing. So that means it is damaged, and you do feel the effects of that. As you can see, I go wide here, which is really not ideal. We're going to have to come to the pits on the lap 2. So here we are going into the pits for lap 2, and this is where the game decides to add an extra chromosome to its body, and it don't fix my front wing. It's damaged. Why would you not fix my fucking front wing? It's orange. It will affect me. So it didn't fix itself. So I'm now still driving around with the orange front wing, which, as understeer is bad enough, but it just couldn't drive it properly, which is just... I just don't understand. So this is where it all kicked off, and if you follow me on Twitter, this video got a lot of likes and a lot of retweets. So here we go into the pits, and no one's there. I think we should just go and watch Bake Off, lads. So we'll just fuck off, forget the car. We'll go inside and watch Bake Off on the TV. So off they go. They're off to watch Bake Off and forget about me. In fact, there's a race on, and they had to pit me. Oh shit! Yeah, there was a car here. We had to change the wheels and the stuff, didn't we? Yeah.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
So the game crashed, and that was my league race over. The whole lobby crashed as well. So it's just such a broken game. I'm looking at the reviews on the internet now. IGN 8.9, trusted reviewer 9 out of 10, Metacritic 86%. How did these websites give these sort of ratings to such a broken game? It's awful. Fix your stupid shit, Codemasters, because it's fucking awful. Because AOR is meant to be starting soon, and that's the biggest league, and it's shit. I don't know how esports is going, but I've heard there's bad problems with it as well. So, and even the smaller leagues, it's ruining their chance, because they want to have some of the league racing action, and they can't do it because it's still fucking broken. It's awful. Sort your shit out, Codemasters. So that is my first league race. Awful league race, and all the RGL and TWRL are delaying until they fix all these problems. So unfortunately, I don't know when the next league race is going to be on my channel. But if you enjoyed this shit show of a league race, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe if you are new. And I will see you in the next few days for most likely a Project Cars video, because this game is shit and broken. So I try and stay away from it at the moment. So yeah, most likely Project Cars. So I'll see you later. Good night.